Welcome back everyone to another episode of Vegetarian Cooking with JJ. In this week's episode, we're traveling to Brazil in my kitchen, and I'm going to be making a Brazilian cheese bread, aka Pão De Queijo. It is going to be super fun. I'm excited to see how these balls puff up in the end, and I'll be excited to try them out as well. So without further ado, let's head over to the kitchen and get cooking! First of all, we're going to get our Bob's Red Mill tapioca flour. We'll get 2.5 cups in this bowl. For my own personal touch, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of dried basil and 1/2 teaspoon of dried savory. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Add a couple of pinches of salt. Up to 1/4 teaspoon should be good enough. I'm going to mix up our dry ingredients evenly. And over here in this bowl, I'm adding 1 cup of our vegan cheddar style shreds. And for the other half, you can stick with the vegan Parmesan style shreds. I'm adding a small amount of leftover vegan poutine style cheese. And the rest of this cup will be the vegan Parmesan. It's mostly the vegan Parmesan in this cup. And in our vegan cheese bowl, I'm adding our Just Egg, 1/4 cup's worth plus 2 tablespoons. Preheat your oven to 350 Fahrenheit. Over here in this saucepan, we're adding 1 cup of plant-based milk and 1/4 cup of neutral flavored oil. You're welcome to try olive oil for flavor. We'll whisk it here and there and bring it to a simmer. And we'll remove our liquid from the heat now. Gradually mix the hot mixture into our tapioca flour mixture. As it starts to come together, you may switch with your hands. Feel free to adjust it if necessary. It may need more liquid or more flour. In that case, just gradually add it little by little. Once your dough has come together nicely, we're going to allow it to cool off. This Brazilian cheese bread can be enjoyed at any time of the day, but according to many sources online, it is especially enjoyable with coffee. So I decided to try it out for myself at breakfast time with my coffee, and it was truly enjoyable. This type of bread is usually made with tapioca flour or cassava flour. And as for the coffee, the Brazilians like their coffee simple and black, and a lot of them like it with quite a bit of sugar as well, but no cream. Once the dough is cooled off enough, you may add your vegan cheese mixture. Just knead it in gradually. Make sure it's thoroughly incorporated. Once it's all thoroughly incorporated, we'll get our balls going. To make things easier, I'm using a lightly oiled ice cream scoop. You can roll out these balls by hand if you wish. Just try to make sure they're equal in size. If they're not absolutely perfect, don't fuss over them. We'll bake these in the oven for 35 minutes. This type of bread is said to have originated in Minas Gerais, a landlocked state in Brazil. The native people, the Guarani people, would make this type of bread by pounding away at cassava root. This was before the Portuguese arrived. Once the Portuguese arrived with slaves from Africa, the slaves also made this type of bread because they were given so few ingredients to work with. Also, it was difficult to grow wheat in this area. After slavery was abolished, farmers would incorporate cheese and eggs into this type of bread. There's a similar French recipe called gougere, with lots of dairy, lots of eggs, and also they use wheat flour instead. Of course, you can make the vegan version of this as well. You will notice as they cook, they start to puff up. Now our Brazilian cheese bread is ready, and you know what time it is, but let them cool first. It's that time again, everyone. I get to try our Pão De Queijo, our delicious Brazilian bread, which is our cheesy bowl bread, or whatever you want to call it. It's our vegan version of the original recipe. So here we go. It's very chewy with the vegan cheese in here. This would go well with some sort of sauce too. So there you have it, another fun recipe to add to your recipe booklets. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell notification icon so you don't miss a single video. Because we're traveling the globe in my kitchen, keeping things interesting in my kitchen and in yours. Bon appetit.